is that? I was in San Francisco recently. In 2018, I was part of the team that tried the Monsanto cases in San Francisco. So I lived in San Francisco and Oakland for about 9 months out of that year. And every day I would go down to Union Square in San Francisco and I would work out at the gym down there in the morning before I went to court. And in Union Square is like the Fifth Avenue of San Francisco. Tourists come to go shopping there from all over the world. It has all the iconic American stores. It has Macy's and Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom and Gap and Old Navy and Levi. And then it has all the big foreign stores like De La Valle and Burberry and Prada and Gucci and all these other big stores. Like I say, people come from Asia, everywhere else to shop on that. Well, I went back there 3 weeks ago to visit it on a campaign trip, and I was shocked by what I saw. All of those stores are now closed. The biggest mall in San Francisco, which is on that same strip, is shut down. It's just acre after acre of plywood. The occupancy, San Francisco has been destroyed. The occupancy rate in San Francisco office buildings is 35%. We saw a building that was built 5 years ago or 4 years ago for $350 million. It's now on sale for $100 million. So this economy has utterly collapsed. And when you ask people, why is it happening? They say because of the homeless. There's chaos in the streets. The tourists don't want to come. Nobody wants to go shopping. Why does California have a homeless problem? There's many theories that we all share. Is it drug addiction? Is it mental illness? Is it poverty? Is it because other cities ship their homeless to California? Is it because homeless people, when they lose their job and become homeless, say, well, I would rather live in California than Vermont because I'm going to freeze. So they all come here. And these are the things we tell each other. But there's University of San Francisco, and a very famous researcher named Matthew Desmond, have done extensive studies on it. And here's what they found. It's not drug addiction, and it's not mental illness, although those are common, although not ubiquitous in homeless populations, and it's not poverty. West Virginia has much higher drug addiction rates than San Francisco. It has much higher poverty rates. San Francisco is the richest city in the country. And yet they don't have a homeless problem in West Virginia, nor do they have a homeless problem in Detroit, which also has higher addiction rates and higher poverty rates. The homeless in California are not coming from other states. They are almost all coming from California, many of them from neighborhoods where they formerly lived in a home. The reason that we have this problem in California is housing prices. And that if you living in Los Angeles, the average price of a house is $815,000. The average price nationally is $215,000 2 years ago. Today it's $400,000. Why is that? Why did housing prices go up so precipitously? What Matthew Desmond says is what's happened in California is now about to happen in the rest of the country. That's social disintegration that comes when people can't buy homes. There's 35% of our population is paying more for basic human needs than they're making in salary. So that's 35% of our population is on the brink of homelessness. And this is a calamity for our country. It's part of the war on the middle class and the working poor of this country. And it's happening, one, because of the inflation, paying for $8 trillion in wars over the past 20 years, paying $16 trillion that the COVID lockdowns cost us, closing 3.3 million businesses, But mainly, and so everything is getting more expensive. Inflation is a tax on the poor. But the real reason that housing has outpaced anything else is because there are three giant corporations: BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. Those companies own already 88% of the S&P 500. They're buying up all of our farmland. And now they've decided that they want to own every single family home in America. So when you go, and all of us have, I have 7 kids, 6 of them, when I was their age, I was thinking about buying a home. I have one older one who's 39, the rest of them don't even have it in their mind, and none of their friends do. Kids today, we promised Americans that this was the American dream. You work hard, you play by the rules, you're going to be able to afford a home. You're going to be able to take a summer vacation, to save for your retirement, to raise a family. But that's just not true anymore. There's nobody in that generation who believes it, and that's with one job. Now people have 3 jobs, and they still are owning a home is completely out of their reach. And it's because when you go out to buy a home, we all hear these stories of somebody, a friend or ourselves, who tried to buy a home, was about to put the money down, sign the contract, go into escrow, and at the last minute, somebody comes in with a cash offer and takes it off the table. And you're saying, who is this with the cash offer? And so you look into it, and it's an LLC with an ambiguous name. And if you pull the strings and follow the breadcrumbs, that leads you to BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. Of these companies, the cost of money to them, the cost of a mortgage, is 30% less than the richest people in this country. They pay almost nothing for mortgage, for money. So they can outbid you, and they can outbid your children. And they're now, our kids and our families are now competing against these companies which are trying to buy every single family home. We are on track in this country that within 6 years, corporations will own 60% of the homes in our country. And home ownership is critical to this country. Thomas Jefferson said American democracy is rooted in tens of thousands of independent freeholds owned by families, each with a stake in our system.